Long time no see. Sometimes things happen and I have no choice but to say something about it because it was just that insane and bizarre, right? So, as you know by now, I'm always going through something, right? So I decided to watch Wilfred. If you've been here before, you know that there was a point in time in which I was so delusional, and when I watched Wilfred, I literally came back to self-awareness because I said it's like it's similar to DBT and CBT, okay, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. The topics in which they speak on, if you are a self-reflecting individual, you'll reflect on those and you'll work through some of the traumas that you're trying to deal with. So that is why I chose to watch it. It's easier than going to therapy because I can binge watch it, and do it really quickly. Whereas with therapy, I can only go twice in a month, and we're dealing with heavy shit, right? So, okay, before we get into that, um, recently I had been looking into degrees. Um, and I had found one. I can't tell you what it is just because I can't remember it, but I re- I can't tell you what the name of it is. I can tell you it's something like uh, it's like psychology, but consciousness growth something. Okay. That's what it is. And the college that I was looking at, I've never heard of it before, so I thought I would go and look and find out more information about their accreditation. And come to find out, Stephen Allen Greer, which some people believe he's a quack, but uh, you know, I think that a lot of the people out here, including myself, have a lot of right things to say, and other stuff is just philosophy and your own, perception of what you're experiencing here as a human being, right? So, Stephen Allen Greer, who I've mentioned, I think in Poetry, Fairies, and Mary. I think I mentioned him in that video specifically, as well as like a couple others in April 2022. So then Louise Hay. Louise Hay is known for something that's actually circulating on TikTok right now really heavily, is the what illnesses, what do those represent spiritually, right? She created that theory. She also went to this college. So I found it really interesting that I had chosen this college of people that I have spoken on this channel, right? So I'm looking into that school more. Again, can't tell you the name just because it's not on the top of my head. I don't even they say MIU maybe might be the name of the school, but it might have a different name that is just abbreviated. Okay, so um I was looking into that degree. So today I finished Wilfred. As I stated before, when I watched it the first time as a self reflective individual, it had the same effects of CBT or DBT for me. Well, I'm not in that state, so I'm able to pick up on other things. And the very last thing they were laughing about is he said, "Oh, who'd I leave my book with?" And he's like, "Oh, Jimmy Fowler, right?" Someone told me go look that up, but I didn't look up Jimmy, I looked up James Fowler. Wouldn't you know that he wrote a book on the exact thing that I said I'm looking into for a degree? So I know that I called that correctly. That's exactly what it is. But people aren't getting the gems that are being dropped in some of the media. And that's I mean, that's from like 2012. You know what I mean? So that was like an interesting synchronicity just now. Um, and I just wanted to share that with you because it was so bizarre. So all you have to do is look up James Fowler and you'll know what the book is. Um, and the book is the exact thing I'm trying to go into or look into. And actually, I really can't. Unfortunately, they don't accept all forms of uh, whatever you call it, financial aid. So it might not be an option, but it's still something I looked at. That's all I wanted to share. Y'all have a wonderful evening.